Hi guys, in this video I'll discuss my review of Jurassic World 2. This movie is obviously not as good as Jurassic Park. It's not as good as Jurassic Park Lost World number 2, Jurassic Park 2. It's not as good as uh, Jurassic World, but it's far better than Jurassic Park 3. Um, what I what I like about this film, I love the how this author, I like Jurassic World. At least I loved how they brought animatronic. They had more scenes with animatronics. I loved it. They brought the T-Rex, animatronic T-Rex. I loved it. I loved it, and I loved it, and I love that. I love that, and it's obviously it's not as good as the animatronics of JP Jurassic Park 1 and Jurassic Park 2, but the animatronics was far better than what we got in Jurassic Park 3. The CGI the CGI is far better than Jurassic World, and is far better than Jurassic Park 3. The CGI was good. It was visually beautiful. I loved it. It's not obviously as good as Jurassic Park or Jurassic Park 2, but still the CGI was amazing. It was beautiful. I loved the beginning of the scene. I loved how it was placed. It was very suspenseful. I loved how, I loved how the guy with the yellow jacket goes in, tries to do something, try to fix something, and the crew in the helicopter say, try to get the yellow guy to come, the guy with the yellow jacket to come, hurry up, and you could see the T-Rex, was like sneaking up under the tree grass like a ninja trying to attack that prey. And then the yellow, when the I love that scene. And and then when the yellow guy, the guy with the yellow jacket turns around, he sees the T-Rex, he starts screaming, and the T-Rex chases him. I loved it, you know, I loved it, and then I loved when how the yellow guy, the yellow jacket guy, goes into the helicopter, he goes on the rope, and then the helicopter lifts up, and the monster comes in and drags you know and eats the unfortunately the guy. I love that scene. I love the scene. I love the idea of them. The volcano idea. The idea of the volcano destroys the nublar. Nublar is a different idea. Than is a different idea. Um, it's a different, something different. How the volcano destroys the island. I love how they introduced the Carnotaurus. The Satanosaurus, as Tyrone Magnus would mention, or if you if you watch the I love that dinosaur, Satanosaurus, if you watch Disney movie, the movie Dinosaur, the villain dinosaur, the carnivorous dinosaur, that is the Carnotaurus, that dinosaur. They brought that into Jurassic World, and I loved it. I love that scene. I loved how they brought this mini Spinosaurus. That mini Spinosaurus. Yeah, I forgot the name. It started with the B, and I forgot the Baryonyx, I think it's called. I loved how they brought that in the movie. I love they brought a lot more introduced some new other dinosaurs we haven't seen. Even if it was a small screen time, we still got to see it. I loved how the dinosaurs. I loved the destruction of the volcano. I love the scene where, when Claire and Owen, look up at Isla Nublar while it gets destroyed, and we get to see a Brachiosaurus. And we see the head of a cloud, the smoke covers the Brachiosaurus, and the Brachiosaurus stands up, doing the iconic scene that, like the Brachiosaurus in when the Brachiosaurus stands up, just like the Brachiosaurus in Jurassic Park. That scene was sad. It was really sad, and I loved it. To me, that was the favorite, most enjoyable part of the movie. Um, I love the what I love this. So I loved. I mean, I was open minded. I loved how they brought the animals into the mansion. I loved that idea. I loved it. I love the Indoraptor. I loved how she tries to the Indoraptor tries to go after the girl with a claw and tries to claw, and I love that scene. And you know yeah, I loved it. And yeah, this what these were some of the I like how the ending was set up. they basically they introduced the dinosaurs off on the mainland. I loved how the ending was introduced. How the dinosaurs are, all the T-Rex is roaming around. T-Rex roaming around. The mosasaur in the ocean attacking hunters. I loved it. You know, I loved how the T-Rex, roars at the lion. I love that scene. I really loved it. I loved it. Now the new apex predator is now the T-Rex. Oh yeah, this is something I want to, and I love the scene how I loved how they brought Ian Malcolm. Oh God, I'm so happy they brought Ian Malcolm. I am very happy that they brought Ian Malcolm. Um, I'm so happy they brought him. I really do. I'm really happy to see him back, and I loved him. I loved it. I really loved it. I love, yeah, I loved it. So, you know, now what are the problems with the film? Of course, there's some problems with the film. The first thing I've noticed was that I didn't like was the girl being a clone. I didn't like the idea of the girl being a clone. I didn't like that the human girl that would be a clone. I didn't like. I didn't like the idea of bringing that John Hammond had a partner. I didn't like that idea. I didn't like the idea of the girl releasing the dinosaur and her reason was because they were clones themselves. I didn't like the reason. I didn't like what else did I not like? I didn't like the villain. The villain was lame. It was boring, lame. Unfortunately, the Indoraptor is not as great as the I-Rex in Jurassic World. I wish the Indoraptor was able to show. I wish there was a scene where some scenes where the Indoraptor was able to camouflage. But I liked how I loved it, I didn't I know at the auction it was ridiculous how the dinosaurs are worth this very little. I mean these dinosaurs should be worth a lot more. It was a lot more. I mean the money for these was so low. Yeah, another thing that makes sense. It didn't make sense is how the mosasaur was in the tank for the tank in Jurassic Park for so long. How could it survive? It shouldn't be dead. That's something I noticed. Something I noticed that in the movie. It makes sense for the T-Rex to be alive because the T-Rex can go hunt the other animals and they can also breed as well. But mosasaur, how could it survive? It didn't make sense to me. What else to say? Yeah, the trailers, man, they spoil everything. Pretty much 99.9% of the movie is in the trailer. The trailer spoils so much. So they really ruined really ruined the film. It made it less suspenseful, and less enjoyable than even than Jurassic World. But it was at least it's a far better attempt than Jurassic Park, and but it was not, it wasn't, it wasn't suspenseful. The trailers ruled too much of the film, and that's the problem. What I didn't like about, one of the things. Yeah, and what else to say? Overall, the film is better Jurassic Park 3, but not as good as the other Jurassic Park films. But it's but yeah, but I recommend you can watch. I recommend you watch it, see it, and it's a good film. It's enjoyable. Unfortunately, the trailers ruined a lot of it, so I recommend not to watch the trailers of the movie. I hope you love this video. Please hit the like button. Please share this video with others. Please subscribe to my channel and please hit the notification bell. Thank you for watching this video. Bye for now. Thanks.